Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails of Cold Steel Part 93. In the previous video, we continued our Academy Festival activities. We knocked out all the Mishi Panic events and did 2 of the many different possible combinations of Stella Garten. Reen, you will never leave this place. You will be stuck here forever, until all time. What's up? Welcome. So we've seen this beginning part. We did Elliot and Elisa. We're gonna go down the list. What's up, Laura? Let's see if Laura's up for it. Spectacular. I think they were able to create. Laura, I feel like I've heard this dialogue before. Stars above and a garden below. That's class 2 for you. They wouldn't be satisfied with anything else. I'm especially impressed with the way they make the ceiling look at the night sky. Okay, so it looks like the entrance dialogue is always the same regardless of who you bring. It's only the actual, later dialogue. You guys say anything new? Might have the courage to hold her hand. Laura, we have someone to kill. I guess this is the end. Could that be the device you mentioned? It's very possible. Shall we turn it on? Okay, here goes. This is incredible. Yeah, this is more stunning than I ever would have expected it to be. Isn't this garden spectacular? You already said that. We're in a classroom, but I feel as though I've been drawn into a completely different world. That's a good way to put it. I know it's still light outside, but in here it feels like it's just the two of us together in the middle of the night. What? That it does. It's awfully, romantic. Anyone brought here by a man might suspect him of more amorous designs. Amorous? I know the word, I just can't spit it out. I know how to say it, I just can't spit it out. That's not quite what I had in mind. Does that mean you don't see me as a woman suitable for such affections? I'm gonna be leaving now. You're just teasing me now, aren't you? I apologize, I'm not terribly used to situations like this, and frankly, I'm feeling uncharacteristically nervous right now. Uncharacteristic is right. I've never even expected, I never would have expected to see you like this. Don't laugh. Of course I get nervous occasionally. You seem to forget that I'm a girl. What does that even mean? Couldn't you just say, yeah, get nervous, I'm a human being? Can men not be nervous? Is that not a thing? Although given my focus on my swordsmanship, I can't say I'm surprised it's never been particularly feminine. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to make fun of you, I was just taken aback. Besides, I never once thought of you as unfeminine. What? You're not unfeminine, you're more of a calm, collected type. You have every bit of pride you'd expect from a noble, but you acknowledge your flaws and work to correct them. And that's one of the things that I find most attractive about you, to be honest. Reen, that's not something you should say to a lady so casually. So the aspect of your person, so we can just like go around telling men that then? Okay. Honestly, Laura, I feel like your preconceptions about gender notions are flawed. So that aspect of your personality is going to land you in hot water one day. In fact, that you've invited me to this event and not one of the others may have saved you from serious trouble. I'm not sure what you're getting at here. I suppose it doesn't matter. That's one of the things I find most attractive about you as well. Visible confusion. After relaxing together for a while longer, the two of them made their way to the exit and left the classroom and never spoke again. The awkward energy was too much. Wasn't that charming? I'm glad we had the chance to discuss things too. It's time for me to take my leave. Thank you for inviting me. No problem. Catch you later. Or not, you know, whatever. You know Maki's is gonna throw a fit, right? Let's see if Maki's is up for it. Reen called Machias. After meeting up, they used one of his tickets to enter the Stella Garten. No way. This is Class 2 Stella Garten. I hate to admit it, but they did a great job. This place is gorgeous. Okay, Machias does have slightly different dialogue. Just wait until we get to the device they've set up further in. Shall we get going? Oh yeah, again, Reen knows about it. Maybe that's why it's different, is because, Reen doesn't have to be the one to mention, or gets to be the one to mention the device instead of person coming with him, since this is a repeat. You guys say anything new this time? Marcus! Trying to talk to old people. Takes me back to when we were newlyweds. This place is so beautiful. I wish I could stay in here all day. Guess we're about done. Time to switch this thing on. This is... How could students have made something like this? I still haven't been able to figure it out. This is amazing. Oh, they probably conned George into doing it. Honestly, the upper classes can't help themselves, can they? They always have to show off. I don't even want to think about how much money they must have spent on all this. That's probably for the best, but you gotta admit, it is pretty amazing, especially when you consider that the students handled the decorating themselves. Well, yeah, it's spectacular no matter how much mirror they burned. But if this is Class 2's contribution, I'm really dreading Class 1's operetta. You and me both, they're really going all out on that thing. It's not just the upper classes either. The lower classes are really pushing themselves to their limits right now. That's for sure. Are there any other academies with festivals this crazy? I know you happen to be a Thor student. Ditto. Okay, we need to let those awkward silences happen. This is weird. Two guys together in a place like this is bad enough, but sitting in silence just makes it worse. Shut up, Machias. You've got a point. This is definitely built more for couples than friends. You can tell it's designed so that they get all romantic with each other. Rain, you've been a good friend and I value your company, but I want to make it clear that the romance is out of the question. You don't think it's some sick scheme by the nobles to emotionally sabotage our concert tomorrow, do you? What? I think you're overthinking things. But even so, this is going to be a hard act for our concert to follow. We're going to need to be perfect. You duet with uses especially. Twist that knife a little further, why don't you? Alright, I'll tell you this. I'm not going to let the class down, and I don't think he intends on doing so either. We're all counting on you. You know what? It's not a great idea. Why don't you invite Eustace here later? This seems like the right spot for the two of you to get a little bond. I'd sooner be hanged by my ankles. I mean, I was going to make the same joke. Reen just beat me to it. That wasn't half as bad as I expected. An upper class attraction would be. To be frank, it was nice to have a little heart-to-heart, so this ended up being worth my time. I'm off. See you later. Oh, it's afternoon already. Time flies when you're keeping busy. The number of visitors are probably at its peak right now, so I should keep an eye out for the crowds. Maybe I should grab something to eat from one of the food stalls. No. Don't make it weird, Emma. Amazing. I heard people talking, but I couldn't have imagined this attraction would be so pretty. You haven't seen anything yet. Just wait until we get to the device at the end. What do you say? Shall we get going? Sounds good to me. Reen, are you just taking everyone in here? Yup. Hello, activate. It seems we made it to the end. This is what I was talking about earlier. Here, let me switch it on. Incredible. It's every bit as breathtaking as the first time I saw it. Really rubbing in that Emma wasn't your first choice, Reen. It's a little strange. I know the sky above us isn't real, and yet it's so beautiful that it might well as be. I've really done an amazing job. I wonder if George had a hand in this. The engineering club would have been able to help anyone if they chose, after all. I'd believe it. Do you do any stargazing, Reen? Sure, every so often. Keep in mind that my hometown is on fairly high ground, so I used to be able to get a really nice view. I grew up looking towards the sky too. It's not hard when your grandmother's a skilled astrologist. Some nights she'd even read the near future in her stars and tell me what was going to happen. Wow, that's really something. From everything you've told us, your grandmother sounds like an amazing woman. I'd like to meet her sometime. Besides, I have to thank her for the medicine you gave me back in Brayhart. Come on, Reen. Bro, come on. You don't have to keep up the facade anymore. Don't worry about it. Besides, that was so long ago, and it didn't exist. Maybe so, but it's only right to thank someone who's done you a favor. Who knows, maybe I'll get to visit your hometown in a future field study. If I do, I'd really appreciate it if you introduced us. I have a feeling that if I introduced her to any boy, she'd think I'd already decided on my wedding invitations. Emma, is something wrong? No, I was just lost in thought. If we ever get the chance, it would be my pleasure to introduce you. I'm sure she would be thrilled to meet you too. And how could she not? I'm lucky to have such a wonderful classmate. Please, you're flattering me. Still, I hope to get to visit your hometown someday. And I hope I'll get to show you around. You just need to go through the portal to hell to get there? Yeah, that one was pretty straightforward. That was such a lovely attraction, the starry sky especially so. It was nice to be able to talk to you two. Well, I suppose it's time for me to go. So far, Elliot is crushing the competition. It's probably like Elliot, Laura, Elisa, Emma, Machias would be the order, the power rankings right now, very roughly. Welcome to Class 2, Stella Garten. Yeah, I know. I seen it. I don't know why I reloaded the save, but let's see if Eustace is up for it. Not bad. It's astounding that they were able to create such an elaborate garden indoors. Yeah, I don't know how they managed to put together something so beautiful, but I guess that's what happens when Class 2 puts their minds to something. The way they've converted the ceilings to look like the night sky is equally impressive. From what I hear, it's even more spectacular if you activate the device further in. What do you say we make our way through? Very well. Help. There's a noble following me. He's like, pay your taxes! Pay your taxes! This seems to be the end. I think that's the device you mentioned? Certainly seems to be. Shall we switch it on? Okay, here goes. Unbelievable. You can say that again. I never expected to see something like this. Still, I can't fathom what possessed you to invite me here. Did the thought of inviting a girl even dart across your mind? No comment. Well, why not? I'm shocked you said yes. I would have figured you would have been through here with plenty of girls by now. I received a number of invitations, but I turned them all down. Coming in with someone I barely know would be a waste of both of our time. I wish I had that problem. Come to think of it, what is your type anyway? What? In what way is the information remotely relevant to you? We're not trying to set you up or nothing. Hey, one of you our brother-in-law? I'm just curious. You really talk about yourself, so I was curious, that's all. We've really got to pawn this Elise chick off on someone. I have little interest in pursuing a romantic relationship at the moment. But should that change, I would like to look for a woman like my mother. What? You said she passed away 8 years ago, correct? What kind of person was she? In a word, strong. Not only did she raise me entirely on her own, I never once heard her complain about her position as my father's concubine. She may have been a commoner, but she held her head just as high as any noble. If that's the case, I think you must have taken after her. What do you mean? It's hard to put into words, but I've always thought of your sense of pride was different from the other nobles. It goes without saying, but it's different than your father's, but it's a little different than your brother's too. And after hearing about your mother, I'm starting to see where it came from. I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to say here, but I hope you're right nonetheless. I'm sure I am. Here's hoping you end up meeting a girl like her someday, though. Mind your own business. Seriously, date our sister so she'll leave us alone. After lasting together for a while longer, the two of them friggin' left, dude. That was a well-made garden, not a bad attraction overall. Can't think of worse ways to pass the time, at least. I'll be taking my leave, but I'm sure I'll see you around the festival. Likewise, see you around. You know he loved it. Let's see if he's up for it. After meeting, they used one of his tickets to enter the Stella Garten. Neat. So this is the Stella Garten. It looks pretty good. It's even better when you switch on the device they've set up further in. Think we should go in? Roger that. Do you guys say anything new on second trips? It's a great atmosphere. You're like, B, cut off his hand so he can't debase the place. Guess we're done. Who's all to turn this on first? Whoa. It's really something, isn't it? This is relaxing. Yeah, there's a great ambiance here. Feels really high class and noble, if you know what I mean. What? One of the mansions we had to infiltrate had a garden like this. Kind of harsh in the vibe. We did it at night too, brings back memories. Gee, what a happy thought. Still, you don't share too many stories from your past. That must be an important memory for you. I guess. It was fun traveling around with them. A few members left before we disbanded though. Weird. Really? There was one member with a face like a bear's. Everyone was sad when he left. Oh, I know who that is. He had a strong sense of duty, was always looking out for everyone. He got along pretty well with the leader, too. I heard he got scouted by some trading company. I wonder what he's doing now. You mentioned that everyone in your... I mean, I assume they're talking about Garcia. Trading company. I mean, they're not really a trading company, though, but... You mentioned that everyone in your corps has gone their separate ways. Are you worried about them? Not really. They're all pretty tough, so I'm sure they'll be fine. You miss them, don't you? A bit. But it's okay. I've got class 7 now. That you do. I'm sure our class is going to go through a lot of challenges in the days ahead, but I'll be counting on you. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I don't know, the way she phrased it made it sound like it almost wasn't referring to Garcia, because, like, wasn't he, like, vice commander or something? So, I mean, you think you would mention it more than he's just like, oh, like a regular dude who got along with the leader. Two of them made their way to the exit and left the classroom, but I mean, I think that has to be referring to him. That was pretty nice. Talking to you wasn't half bad either. See ya. Yeah, see you later. Okay, bye. Oh my god, it's afternoon. I should eat some food. No! No food, only talk. Let's see if Gaius is up for it. Green called Gaius. After meeting up, they used one of their tickets to enter the Stella Garten. Now this is pretty. To be honest, I didn't know what to expect from an event like this, but this place is spectacular. Laura already said that, Gaius. It appears we've reached the end. Then I think it's time to turn this baby on. Beautiful. Yeah, it doesn't get any less amazing no matter how many times I see it. Almost an awe-inspiring is the real thing. So this is a planetarium, isn't it? It's an impressive show of a technological muscle. I suppose it is. It's definitely not something you see every day. Now that you mention it, I guess this event's offering us a pretty rare opportunity. It's amazing to think that technology has advanced far enough that it's able to recreate the wonders of nature. I'd love to show this to my brother and sisters too. That's right, Thelma's coming tomorrow, isn't he? You must be really excited given how long it's been since you've seen him last. That obvious, is it? It's only been 4 months since I was last in Nord, so I'm sure he hasn't changed too much. I hope for my sake that I've grown in these past 4 months. Gaius, I'm sure you've grown, and not just you, but all of you. Probably not with all the trials you've had to face so far. Perhaps you're right. I'll have to make sure that Thelma sees me at my best tomorrow. That's what I like to hear. Elisa's coming to see me too, so I'll have to make sure I don't do anything that'll make her sad again. Considering how rarely she comes to visit, you'll have to be sure to show her a good time while she's here. I'll bet she'd like nothing more than to explore the festival arm in arm with you. Yeah, Gaius, about that. Could you, marry our sister and so she'll leave us alone? Is that a thing you could do? Well, yeah, showing her on the festival is pretty much the plan. But arm in arm, don't you think she's getting a little old for that? Don't worry about it. Why is everyone trying to friggin' incest it up? Just don't forget, we're older brothers. We need to do whatever. We need to be there for our siblings in whatever capacity they need us. What? Gaius, is there something I need to know? Because, I mean, I don't like the implication of that line at all. After relaxing together for a while longer, the two of them made their way to the exit and left the classroom. In the garden and the starry sky, I feel as though I've been purified. I've also supplied us with ample time for discussion. What an attraction. Guess I'll be heading off now. Sure, I'll see you around. Fucking weirdo. Let's see if Million's up for it. Oh god. This is gonna be awkward, isn't it? I don't trust the game to not make this awkward. Green called Milliam. After meeting up, they used one of his tickets to enter the Stella Garten. Wow. This is so pretty. Just wait until we get further in. There's a device you can activate to make it even nicer. I think we should do that, don't you? You read my mind. Alright, now we can run. I was, trying to drink, so I was moving with one hand. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our final destination. Co-pilot Lamia, you ready to smash that thing and reveal its secret? No! I'll take care of switching it on. Gently, with my hand. You never let me have any fun. Wow, now it's super pretty. I had a feeling you'd say something like that. But boy, they really went crazy with this one, didn't they? I mean, this is just school festival. Seems like a bunch of wasted effort to me. Hey, don't belittle the other classes like that. Every student here put a ton of work into their contributions because this is more than just a school festival. I guess so. Oh, I wish I could have come to this academy sooner. I didn't know it was going to be so much fun. Now think about it. Have you really only been here for 2 months? It feels as though it's been a lot longer. It's really dragged on, huh? Wow, Milliam? You don't have to say that out loud. Like, wow, this game's really fucking long, isn't it? I didn't mean it like that. I meant that it didn't take you too long to fit in. It's hard to imagine Class 7 without you now. You mean it? Well, a super spy like me's gotta be able to blend in anywhere. I mean it. You know, we see you as a classmate and a friend, not as a field agent, right? Well, it wouldn't help you with studying our field studies if we didn't. I know. It's just way too easy to lose sight of why I'm really here when I'm with you guys, though. I'm sure your mission is really important, so I don't think this is me saying otherwise, but as long as you're wearing that uniform, you're a Thor student. So at least for the duration of the festival, I think you should focus on having fun like any other student. Maybe you're right. Besides, one problem's already out of the way. Probably wouldn't hurt to take things easy for a little while. What do you mean by nothing? Oh, look at that star. It looks just like Lammy. I shall dub thee the Lammy Star. Dang, I'm good at naming stuff. Nice save. Well, all that really matters is that she's having a good time, okay? I take back my words. The game didn't make it weird. That was so pretty. It was really fun chatting with you too. Catch you later. I mean, in my defense, you can understand why I'm skeptical, considering the first Bond event with Milliam involves her, or I think it's the second Bond event with Milliam involves her trying to put on a see-through camisole and show herself off to Reen. You can understand why I'm skeptical. Let's see if Crow's up for it. Reen called Crow. After meeting up, they used one of his tickets to enter the Stella Garten. Dang. This is the big fancy Stella Garten, huh? Pretty cool. Think this is cool? You haven't even seen the part where it gets cool. That's deep, Aaron. How do we find it? Sure thing. Now, Crow's definitely going to be disappointed in us, right? For bringing him. Yes, we're reached the end of the line. Yep, time to turn this baby on. And that's some. Yeah, it never fails to leave me awestruck. But seriously, man, they built this place to literally put stars in pretty ladies' eyes, and here you go and invite me. I mean, I'm touched, really, but look at the girls in our class. You gotta have your pick. Maybe. What's the problem with the two of us hanging out? Besides, not as though I saw you marching in here with a girl on each arm. Lies and slander. I hope you know that ladies can't get enough of me. I've been asked out so many times I've started to lose count. Now, when you say asked out, what do you mean by that? Because if they're just asking for their money back, that doesn't necessarily mean they want to go on a date. I've got to admit, you do sound like you'd be pretty popular. But didn't you say Angelica stole all your girlfriends away from you? You just had to remember the little tiny detail, didn't you? Wonder what Angelica's up to right now anyway. Who knows? We don't even know if she'll be able to make it here. Buck up, kiddo. Only thing you should be worried about is finding a girl of your own before she comes back and steals them all. Maybe, but I don't know if I really want to rush into anything right now. I like things the way they are. I'm happy just hanging out with you and the rest of Class 7 here at the Academy. Ah, the naivety of youth. You don't get to be a kid forever, so take advantage of it while you can. The next year is going to be over in a blink. You don't want to know how many guys I saw break down in tears once they realized the good times were all gone. But if you do, I can provide you names and dramatic recreations of the ways they cried, you know, to drive the point home. No thanks. I'm good. Over in a blink, huh? That carries a lot of weight coming from you. Damn right it does. You know, what you could do is just purposely fail so you get to keep repeating over and over again. I mean it though. What you've got going with Class 7, you don't find that every day. Some people never do. You might not realize it yet, but it's a rare treat to be surrounded by people you like. All people you like, all working towards something great. I don't know, that phrase just seems awkward. Maybe it's just in my head. You're right, Crow. We are really lucky. Next thing we've got to work towards is the success of our concert. That means I'll be counting on you. You're not out of the woods yet, old man. Now we're talking. Likewise. After lasting together for a while longer, they friggin' left. Never figured out so much fun in there with another guy. Still wasn't half bad, thanks to the invite. Later. See you around. Getting pretty late. Got one ticket left. Better use it wisely. Oh yeah, it is the afternoon. Oh, I mean, I doubt there'd be any special dialogue for an afternoon event, but I guess we'll check it just in case. Welcome to Class 2 Stella Garten. Okay, so it's Sarah next. Let's see if Instructor Sarah's up for it. Ring called Instructor Sarah after meeting up to use one of his tickets to enter the Stella Garten. Whoa. This is the Stella Garten, huh? Real ornate for a student project. This isn't even half of it. There's something even nicer farther in. Think we should head in deeper? Alrighty, let's get moving. Yeah, before you get any ideas, lady, you're not our first choice, okay? You gotta say anything? Okay, you still say the same thing. Looks like we're out of road. In that case, it's time to switch this on. Whoa, this is something else. I'm more impressed every time I see it. I haven't even seen what the sun looks like in days. Kind of impressed with how much work they put into making a realistic starry sky. Almost makes me want to crack open a few beers and start stargazing. All roads lead to alcohol for you, don't they? I hate to say it, but you're kind of killing the ambiance. Ooh, and what kind of ambiance am I killing here? Yeah, just what did you think would happen when you got a beautiful young woman like me into a place like this? Nothing in particular. Besides, it's not like anything could happen with all these people around. Perhaps you should take this somewhere a little more private. You're just trying to mess with me now, aren't you? You got me. But I can't help it. You gotta stop being so fun to tease. Sure, vain the victim. The only time you even border on acting mature is when you're faking someone out. What do you mean the only time? I am so mature and reliable. I'm reliably mature. Okay, once again, don't emphasize how mature you are when you're talking to an 18-year-old or slash 17-year-old. Right. I mean, I guess Reen's 18 by this point. You're the kind of woman who's mature enough to shove all our work onto students like me and Toa. And you are reliable. We can all rely on you to spend your days off drinking till you're the 3 sheets to the wind. Makes sense the vice principal was always going berserk on you. If all that wasn't so true, I'd almost be offended. Still, even though it doesn't seem that way, I've always got your back. We know. How could we not? You're always there to lend us a hand when it really counts. That's why Toa and I are putting up with your unreasonable demands. So you know you care about us and we feel the same way. God, that face is so sad. Please change your expression. You're making me feel awful. You set me up for that, didn't you? And when did this happen? I'm the one supposed to tease you, not the other way around. Now we're even. That's it. Everything I mentioned is true, so it makes you think a little about your life choices, all the better. You're more sadistic than I thought you were. Jeez, how'd I wind up with such a troublemaker in my class? I learned from the best. After relaxing together for a while longer, the two of them made their way to the exit and left the classroom. That was nicer than I expected. They really brought their A game with the decorations. Thanks for inviting me. It was good to have a little one-on-one time with you. Catch you later. Sounds good. Okay, so we have to, there wasn't any special... I mean, I'm trying to think. Well, what are the other, events? I can't think of any that would really have, like, special, like, evening dialogue, per se. Like, for the... when the sun's setting. Because it may have just been the Ferris wheel and Azure that had dialogue for that. And it was just, like, a couple lines, but... it was kind of neat, nonetheless. I guess we'll do... and we'll do Toa's. I don't really know what I'd want to be like the quote-unquote canon event for this one. Honestly, I still like Elliot's the most. Bees wasn't bad. Let's see if Toa's up for it. Green called Toa. After meeting up, they used one of his tickets to enter the Stella Garten. Wow. This is amazing. I mean, I knew it would be since I had to approve it for the student council, but I didn't think it would be so pretty. It really is beautiful. I thought it would never live up to the flamboyant name, but I was wrong. I should have known better to underestimate class 2, though. Yo, just look at the ceiling. Doesn't it look like a starry night? What's more, they said it gets even pretty if you switch on the machine they've set up deeper inside. What do you think? Should we go deeper? Sure, let's go. Oh yeah, I forgot this is the start of a new set of attempts. I was like, why are they acting like we haven't done this 8 times in a row? Or like 10 times in a row. It seems this is the end. Is that the machine you heard about? I think so. Let's turn it on and see. Okay, here it goes. Wow, it's so pretty. Yeah, this is more stunning than I ever would have expected it to be. I could almost get lost in the stars. I'm actually something of a stargazer myself. Oh, really? Yeah, it was one of my grandpa's hobbies, so I kind of picked it up from him. Sometimes the student council runs late, I stare up at the stars while I walk back to the dorm. Although I do sometimes trip and fall over stuff because I'm not looking where I'm going. Couldn't be me. You might want to try watching where you're going in the future. You put out so many fires at the academy that it'd burn to the ground if you were out of commission. I think you're making a bigger deal out of this than it actually is. This really takes me back, though. We went all over the place last year while we were testing the Arcus units. One night we found ourselves lying in a big open field together just gazing up at the stars. History repeats itself, I guess. We did the same thing when we were in the Nord Highlands. Wow, really? Nord used to have a beautiful view of the stars. I'd love to go there myself one day, and I'd be sure to take Angie with me. Toa, George, Crow, and Angelica must have just as many little memories from their field studies as we do. And after all we've been through together, I'm having to part ways with the classmate is... well, it's not something I want to think about, and I hope I never have to before we graduate. Sorry, Reen, I didn't mean to make our conversation all gloomy. Oh, I know, why don't we go do a bit of stargazing together when things calm down a bit? I know this great spot on Trista Highway that'd be perfect for us. I'd love that. I'll try and round up my classmates. If they can do the same with yours, that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. Great, well then, it's settled. I don't know when we'll be able to do it, but I'm looking forward to it already. After relaxing together for a while longer, the two of them made their way to the exit and left the classroom. Wasn't that beautiful? The fact that I got to spend so much time talking with you made it even more fun. Well, I got a lot of work to finish, so I should probably get back to it. Bye, Reen. Thanks for inviting me. So long for now. Okay, so we're 1/3 of the way through the Academy events now. By God, we'll never be free. I mean, it's fun. I definitely am enjoying it. What do we want to do next? I guess we'll do the other, the tea house. It's just right here now that I think about it. Please Please come to Class 4's Eastern Teahouse. Surround yourselves in exotic Eastern atmospheres to try our delicious tea and balance it with our sweets. Please come in and relax for a while. Who should I invite? Start from the top and go down. Actually, let's start from the bottom and go up this time for something different. Let's see if Toa's up for it. Back-to-back Toa action. Ring called Toa. After meeting up, they used one of his tickets to enter the Eastern Teahouse. Look how elaborately they decorated in here. It's like we're really in the East. I've wanted to take a look at this attraction since we first heard about it in the student council. What a fun spot to unwind. The green teas and sweets are just the icing on the cake. What do you say we sit down and order some? The combination of flavors really helps put me at ease. Ah, is this so relaxing? Well, you certainly earned a rest. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you've been interested in Eastern culture for a while now. Oh no, Reen has found a fellow weeb. You can tell? I don't have quite as much of a connection as you do, but I have some attachment. Apparently I have some Eastern blood in me. Whoa, really? I always thought your name was a little unusual here in Arabonia. It's not much, really. Still, I felt a little connection with the East ever since I learned about my family tree when I was little. I see, my interest mostly came from spending time with our master. Still, when you were little... Reen? You're not gonna say something like, but you're still little now, are you? Of course not! I would never! Well, actually, yeah, that was what I was gonna say. I know, you big meanie. Sorry, but this conversation is getting too adorable to not interrupt. Besides, it's fortune time. Oh no. Vivi, go away. Oh no. Oh yeah, they do have different eyes. Someone mentioned that they had, that Vivi and Lind have different eyes, which, like Vivi is the one with more, like, kind of vertical cat eyes. What my sister's trying to say is, we're sorry to intrude in your conversation, but would you like to draw a fortune? Draw a fortune? Isn't that... If you're about to say part of the Eastern culture, you nailed it! You pray to the goddess and she tells you your fortune. It's a special bonus service we're offering to those of you who use your precious tickets to come here. Ooh, that sounds fun! Definitely, let's give it a try. Now then, please just choose which kind of fortune you'd like to draw. Fortunes are luck-related, hinting at things that your future has in store. And mine are about relationships, telling you who's gonna set off your fireworks. What type of fortune should I draw? Oh. So wait, that means we have to do each of these 2 times? By God. The fun never stops. Okay, we'll do luck first, then relationship next. I'll take one of those too. Alright, please draw your fortunes from this box. Reen and Toa both drew a luck fortune. Okay, phew. Would have been awkward if we'd been the one to draw the relationship and she didn't. Let's take a look here. Slight luck. You will soon confront a task of great importance. Okay, final boss, got it. Stand against it with all your heart, just as your predecessors did. Interesting. I got slight luck too. A friend faces a great task, but there's little you can do to aid them. Wow. Sorry, Toa, we didn't make you a combat party member. Do what you can to leave the rest in the hands of fate. Aren't these fortunes supposed to be lighthearted and fun? It sounds like we both have some tough times ahead of us. Yeah, it certainly does. Still, a task of great importance, huh? I must be at our concert tomorrow, in which case the predecessor's part would be referring to our concert last year. I mean, yeah, I guess it could be that. I feel like it's probably the final boss, though. You might be onto something. Then mine says a friend faces a great task, but there's little you can do. Maybe it's referring to you and your classmates and saying that all I can do is watch and wish you the best. I used to feel so powerless. Don't worry about it. Just know that you're looking out for us is all the support we can want. Thanks. It's not gonna be easy tomorrow, but easy's never been Class 7 style. I might not be able to help you, but I'll be praying for your success. And we'll be sure to deliver. Confident that they could rely on each other, they tied their fortunes with all the others at the side of the room. After offering a pair of good fortune together, they left the classroom. I never thought that would be so relaxing. Thanks for inviting me, Reen. That was just what I needed in the middle of such a busy festival. But I still have a lot more work to get done. Wishing you luck, Reen. Luck wished. So I think after this, we'll maybe do like several of the lucks and then do the relationship ones next. I don't know, just because it's so we don't have to save and load after each time. You're really going for that one? Don't be mad, okay? It's for completion. Well, yeah, I'm kind of curious. Alright, if you insist. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'll take one of those too. Oh, because she just matches whatever you get. Ah, the corruption of the innocent. Draw whenever you're ready. Reen and Toa both drew a relationship fortune. Let's see. The one you wish to support from the bottom of your heart is by your side. You're compatible with those with the broad-mindedness to accept you for who you are. Interesting. Mon says, your constant dedication to your work does not go unnoticed. Continue to work diligently until you find someone who will support you that you can support in turn. What do you think this means? It's probably referring to the fact that all your hard work inspires others. I mean, I certainly admire you for it. Thanks, Reen. My fortune wants you to keep working. It's not easy, but if it inspires people, there's no way I can quit now. Well, I'll always be there to back you up. Meanwhile, Mon says I'm compatible with people who accept me as I am. I've got to wonder just who a guy like you is meant to be with. Now I think about it, it's probably Toa. She's always there to cheer me up when I'm feeling down, always doing whatever she can to support me, and she's the very definition of broad-minded. She may be small, but her heart's bigger than anyone's. Even if it's just as a friend, I want her to be the... let's try this again. I want her to be the one her fortune mentioned. I owe her support for all she's done for me. Reen, why'd you go all quiet like that? All you're staring is making me blush. Nothing. Let's just do our best, okay? Well, that came out of nowhere, but sure. I never thought that'd be so relaxing. Thanks for inviting me, Reen. That was just what I needed in the middle of a busy festival. But I still have a lot more work to get done, so wish me luck, Reen. Luck wished. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we will load. And then we'll do like 5 lucks in a row, and then reload and do 5 relationships. Just so that we don't have to save and reload after each attempt. Let's see if Elisa's up for it. Oh yeah, I was gonna go bottom to top, oh well. Reen called Elisa. After meeting up, they used one of his tickets in for the Eastern Teahouse. We'll probably try and aim to do about half of the Teahouse stuff. So this is Eastern architecture. I can't say for sure, but it seems like they put a lot of effort into accurate recreation. This place feels relaxing already. The ambiance in here is so nice that the green tea and sweets are almost secondary. Why don't we find a spot to sit down? This is very flavorful green tea. I think that sweets bring it out its bitterness very nicely. True, but a perfect spot to unwind. Now, there's something I don't think my mother has ever done. I wish you'd give it a try sometime. It doesn't like she's always busy. Also, quit talking about your mom, weirdo. Maybe we should invite her to some place like this sometime. Are you kidding me? Inviting grandfather would be one thing, but mother, not happening. I didn't mean right now or anything. Things might still be a bit too rocky. But you want to take a break from all the work she's doing, right? I'm sure you'll have a chance to treat her to a break someday. You're a daughter, after all. Reen, I suppose you're right. I just have to hope that the little rest won't kill her. I hate to butt in when your lovebirds are chirping, but it's fortune-telling time. What my sister's trying to say is, we're sorry to intrude in your conversation, but would you like to draw a fortune? Draw a fortune, isn't that... Oh, that sounds like fun. It sure does. Okay, let's give it a try. Now then, please choose which kind of fortune you like to draw. Which type of fortune should I draw? Luck. Okay, I'll take one of those too. Alright, please draw your fortune from this box. I got medium luck. You should treasure those who show you concern. Good fortune comes to those who try and stay in contact with their family. I think I sent them more than enough letters as is. Yeah, but you always word them like you're a weirdo. I think it's probably fate telling you to treat your little sister better. Shut up about Elise. It sounds like you're doing something to make her worry about you for one reason or another. Yeah, you got a point. Yo, worrying about how to get her a man so she'll leave me alone. So what does yours say? Let's see, future luck, whatever that means. You may not be on the best of terms with your family, but that does not mean that they do not care. Love comes in many forms. Sounds like it's probably referring to your relationship with your mother. Love comes in many forms. Could that be things that she cares for you in her own way? That might be possible. Still, I was hoping for something a little more encouraging than future luck. Yes, kind of underwhelming fortune. Still, it's nice to be told that you're loved even by a piece of paper. Maybe there's hope for my mother someday. I think so. Maybe I should try and stay a little closer to my family after all. I mean, Reen, your last letter did end with, hey, thanks for raising me and all, but it'd be pretty cool if I, never saw you again. Fortunes aside, that was really relaxing. The green tea was delicious too. Thank you for inviting me. See you around the festival. Sure. Let's see if Elliot's up for it. Green called Elliot. After meeting up, they used one of his tickets to enter the Eastern Teahouse. Ah, this is just what I needed. Oh, he didn't. Elliot doesn't get any entrance dialogue? Great, could be just because it's a repeat, maybe? No, because Elisa still had it, right? Or no, did we reload to start with the Elisa thing? I can't remember. I feel like all the stress and tiredness I've built up over the past few days is just melting away. Yeah, that had been smooth sailing lately, that's for sure. Maybe unwinding like this once in a while will do us good. The problem is the more I clear my mind, questions about our concert rush in and fill all the empty space. Are the costumes good enough? Is the stage gonna look okay? Have we even rehearsed enough to pull this off? I just feel like I could have done so much more. You really are perfectionists when it comes to music, aren't you? You have a point though, there's no sense in doing anything if we're only gonna give it a half-hearted effort. Yeah, exactly. Right now we need to give as much rest as possible, so we'll be in top form tomorrow. Anxious about tomorrow, it sounds like you two could use some fortunes. Will you be drawing another fortune ring? Is that one Eastern fortune-telling method with the pieces of paper? Oh, you've heard about this? In that case, we gotta do this. Now then, please choose the kind of fortune you like to draw. My fortunes are luck-related. And mine are relationships. Well, I might as well do the same. Alright, please draw your fortunes from this box. Minor luck. A great task lies before you, one that will test the breadth of your experience and capability. Make sure that you are well rested and fully repaired. Mine's medium luck. You have good luck with the arts, all that remains is to unleash your potential. Do everything you can, then leave the rest to fate. Damn right, Elliot. The god himself. Aside from how much better yours is, I'd say our fortunes are pretty similar. That's one way to look at it. Great task, huh? First thing that springs to mind is the concert tomorrow. That was my thought too. No, I think they actually mean like literally his ability to shoot magic fireballs. Both fortunes seem to be saying that we need to put our all into this performance. To do that, we're gonna need to be rested and ready to go tomorrow. We're gonna need to play like we've never played before if we want to make our concert shine. Right, I'll be sure to do my part. And you can count on me too. That was some really nice tea. After all we've been through, it's just the pick-me-up I needed. It was a good idea, Reen. I can go back to the festival with a new energy. Same here, I'll see you later. Never. I don't believe in food. Oh, you're new. Come on over to Class 4's Eastern Teahouse, Miyabi. The only thing sweeter than our sweets and tastier than our tea is our Eastern atmosphere. If you want to relax, it's the best spot in the whole festival. Who should I invite? Let's see if Laura's up. Green called Laura after meeting up to use one of his tickets to enter the Eastern Teahouse. This really is a wonderful place. There's a different sort of elegance to green tea than there is to black. It's a very different experience for sure, even the equipment used to make it seem so elaborate. I'm sure my master could spend hours sitting here. It almost slipped my mind that Yun Cafe hails from the East. I hope that I get a chance to speak with the renowned sword hermit one day. You know, I think the two of you would really get along. He's supposedly traveling around the continent as we speak. I wonder where he's found himself now. Well, he certainly lives up to his nickname. It sounds as though he takes naturally to the life of a vagabond. Sorry for interrupting the exciting sword talk, but it's fortune time! An Eastern fortune-telling method inside an Eastern Teahouse. How appropriate. Let's draw one then. Now then, please choose the kind of fortune you like to draw. Then I'll join you. Alright, please draw your fortunes from this box. Green and Laura both drew a luck fortune. I got slight luck. Conflict is imminent. You must confront it with a sincere heart. I think even Slight was overselling it. Mine reads great luck. Stay focused on your major goal. The path that leads you to it will be paved with minor ones. Every long journey is made up of small steps. A major goal, huh? I bet you have a really good one. What is it, if you don't mind me asking? Becoming stronger than God himself. I suppose my current goal is to surpass my father. Ever since I was a child, I aspired to become a warrior like the Lance Maiden. I still have a long road ahead of me. Come on, she ain't that tough, man. She can't hang. Before I can hope to defeat my father, I still have to overcome I have many rivals to overcome. Klaus, for one. Well, like the fortune says, you just need to take things one step at a time. You're one of those steps too, Reen. I am? The fortune says that my path is paved with minor goals. Once the festival is over, I'd like to challenge you to a duel. I'm curious to see which one of us will emerge victorious if we cross swords. I mean, no S breaks, green wins. Because he can just stun her to death. Looks like I found the conflict my fortune mentioned. Newly inspired in their swordsmanship, they tied their fortunes with all the others at the side of the room. And after offering a prayer for good fortune together, they left the classroom. Now, Witches wasn't joking about the eastern atmosphere in there. That was very pleasant. The excellently prepared tea and sweets only serve to help matters. Thank you for thinking of me. It's time I took my leave. Okay, Machias, what's up? Let's see if Machias is up for it. If he complains about it being tea instead of coffee, then I will be so not really affected because I agree. After meeting enough to use one of his tickets to enter the Eastern Teahouse. This is green tea. The flavor is deeper than I expected. It's bitter, but not in the way the coffee is. I think it would be a perfect to drink while studying. Glad you like it. I guess Eastern culture is kind of unknown here in the Empire. I imagine it's far more pervasive in Calvert. There's even a semi-famous Eastern quarter full of immigrants. Although rumor has it that there may be a plan to drive all them out of the country. I can't even imagine. It sounds like Calvert has just as many cultural issues as the Empire. If you put a lot of people with different values and perspectives into the same place, you're bound to have some conflict. Perhaps every country has a fuse of its own, just waiting to be lit. Sorry, I didn't mean to start lecturing you or anything. Don't worry about it. I always learn something new when I hang out with you. It's kind of fun. Really, if you say so. Phew, is it political in here, or is it just me? Seems you need a little fortune tone to lift the mood. Also, the is cut off. Really what she means is quit all this nerd talk. Let's do it. Now then, please shoot. What kind of fortune you like to draw? Relationship. No. Not yet. Not yet. I'll do the same then. It's just superstition after all. Why waste my time worrying about what slip of paper I get? I hope you get omega bad luck. If you say so, please show your fortunes from this box. Ah, nice. I got great luck. Academic fortune is smiled upon you. No knowledge will escape your grasp. What? Establish a goal and strive towards achieving it. You will succeed. That seems like it's not for me. Hold on, I got bad luck. You will be forever cursed to wear white. Knowledge flies in one ear out the other. The breaks you are skipping are unnecessary to unwind. Use them are necessary to unwind. However, should you take heart and continue to struggle against the current, bad luck can become good. What's that supposed to mean? They actually put bad luck in these? This is supposed to be fun, relaxing attraction. Why would they do that? They can't be serious. Our mind is like a steel trap. Are you sure we didn't mix up our fortune somehow? I mean, look at yours. It's probably got a poem dedicated to your academic prowess. You don't think, oh dear audience, no. This can't be a sign that Eustace is going to outdo me in the next exams, can it? Calm down. There's no need to be so upset. You said it so yourself, right? It's nothing but superstition. That didn't mean I wanted a bad one. Besides, look at the second half again. However, should you take heart and continue to struggle against the current, bad luck can become good? Come on, nobody works as hard as you. Even if you do have bad luck, you'll turn it around in no time. Maybe you're right, as long as I keep working hard. No, I'm gonna work harder than hard. Not only am I going to beat Eustace, but I'm going to surpass him at once and for all. And Machias is back. Just so we're clear, you're not going out to score me, even with that supernatural luck of yours. You better not use that as an excuse to laze around and ignore your studies either. Luck always runs out, my friend. Of course I won't. To be honest, I really appreciate it if you give me a hand with studying again sometime. You don't even have to ask. Don't bring up exams, okay? You're just gonna get me mad. Stupid friggin' the Imperial Public Transportation Act when it's not actually called that. The tea really was delicious. I haven't been able to relax like that in a long time. Thanks for bringing me along. I'll see you later. See you later. Okay, so we got 2 more to do. Well, granted, also, I'd still want to go ahead and do the relationship versions of them as well. That shouldn't take too long, though. Let's see if Emma's up for it. After meeting up, they used one of his tickets to enter the Eastern Teahouse. I didn't realize how tired I was until we actually sat down. I can hardly remember the last time I truly felt relaxed. Well, it has been pretty hectic lately, especially with all the rehearsing we've been doing. The real thing is tomorrow, but you should think of this as an early reward for all the work you've put in. One of our hardest tracks lies squarely on your shoulders, after all. Thank you. I can't help but be nervous whenever I think of tomorrow's our big day. I agree, it'll feel different performing from people outside of our class. Just when I think I'm used to wearing that stage outfit, even the thought of wearing it in front of a crowd of people makes me feel really self-conscious. Yeah, but like we needed the horniness factor, so I've got a feeling that it'll be a popular topic of conversation among the guys at the school for quite a while. Oh, please don't say that. It's embarrassing enough as it is. Did I hear something about Emma's boobs? I was gonna say there's probably a couple women who appreciate the outfit as well. Will you be drawing another fortune ring? Oh, I know. This is the Eastern fortune telling method with the paper slips, isn't it? That's right. Let's get one. Now then, please choose the kind of fortune you'd like to draw. Which type of fortune should I draw? Looks like we both had the same idea. Alright, please draw your fortunes from this box. God tier luck. All your feints will go through. Mine says medium luck. Your wishes are within your reach. It's only through belief and experience that you will attain them, however. I guess it's saying I need to put the work in if I want my wishes to come true? Given our current circumstances, that seems quite appropriate, actually. It's worth bearing in mind up on stage tomorrow at the very least. This is true. What does yours say? Let me check. Great luck. The one you've been waiting for has nearly arrived. I understand fully the role you must play and see it through to the end. Okay. I get it. How would... What's wrong? Pay me no mind. I think this must mean that we'll have a lot of people coming to see us tomorrow, so I had to perform well. No. Probably, at least. I think you read that perfectly. If that's the case, though, it sounds like you don't have time to worry about little things like your outfit. Suppose you're right. I just have to push my embarrassment inside. I'll be giving the concert my best. I hope to see you doing the same. Of course. I'm over here thinking things, right? All the concert fresh in the minds, they blah 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 blah. Who's last? Eustace? That was really relaxing, wasn't it? I think the Eastern atmosphere in there was starting to grow on me. Well, see you later, Lane. See ya. It's getting pretty late. Okay, it's still VV, even at nighttime. Or afternoon, evening, whatever. Dusk. Let's see if Eustace is up for it. So in the East, they drink this green tea instead of black. It's not bad. I find it very soothing, actually. Speaking of, I'm kind of surprised that you seem to have all the ceremonial flourishes down pat. I wouldn't have assumed you were very familiar with Eastern culture and the tea ceremonies especially. I'm not. This is just an imitation of something I read in a book. One of the books I picked up in the library a while ago outlined the proper form for drinking green tea. As a practitioner of Eastern school of swordsmanship, I imagine you're already quite familiar with it. Well, I mean, yeah, kind of. Maybe he just cares about the sword part, not the tea part. I'm impressed you developed such a natural form from a book alone, but I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Master Kaife never actually taught me this tea ceremony, though. You'll have to let me know if you find a good book on the subject. Will do. I hate to butt into the riveting book talk, but it's fortune time! Hoovia nerds! This is the Eastern style fortune telling, isn't it? I've read about it, but I've never tried it. No time like the present. Now then, please choose what kind of fortune you'd like to draw. I was planning on doing the same. Alright, please draw your fortunes from this box. Reen and Eustace both drew a luck fortune. Okay, this one just says luck. Teamwork is the foundation of glory. Your rivals are working every bit as hard as you. Complacency here is defeat. Mine reads slight luck. Progress grows out of trust. Then, do not overestimate your own abilities. I was hoping the festival would have precluded any lectures today. I can't believe both of us got scoldings from our fortunes. But they do have a point. We can't be complacent when it comes to our concert. Indeed, especially when we're pitted against Class 1's operetta. There's a lot of effort into it, but I think the deciding factor will really be the singing. Ties into your fortune, since you'll be singing with monkeys, you two are going to need to trust each other. But to be honest, it doesn't seem like you'll have any problem with that. I stopped worrying about you a while ago. I beg your pardon? When we were rehearsing, you two are in perfect harmony with one another. It's obvious that deep down you and Maki is just the thought of it makes me sick. I'm only working with him out of necessity. I had no choice in the matter. Sure, Yusa, sure. Regardless, as your fortune states, we cannot let ourselves get too sloppy tomorrow. I will not tolerate anything less than our best. Neither will I. Disregarding the fortunes, that was a very suitable break. Well then, I have other places to be. Do you though? Do you? See you around the festival. Oh no, the game crashed. Dang. What horrible timing. Right when we were about to advance the story, now we just had to do 6 more free time events. Dang. I never wanted that to happen. I guess we'll just go ahead and start with uses to have some continuity. Also, I guess we'll get to see his entrance scene as well, right? It seemed like there was an extra scene if you do it for the first time. I don't care enough to do it like each one 3 times to see it all. We'll do them each twice. The interior here is the big selling point. I have to give them credit for the execution at least. They managed to make it somewhat elegant too. This would be an acceptable place to relax. Bro, why do you talk so weird? If it's so acceptable, I'm sure you wouldn't mind if we ordered some green tea and sweets. Let's find ourselves a place to sit. Okay, so this is all the same. Oh, that's an interesting choice. What can I say? My curiosity got the better of me. Very well then. I suppose I'll join you. I'm surprised you didn't throw more of a fit. Now, isn't this more fun than talking about books? Draw when you're ready. Green and Eustace both drew a relationship fortune. It's your best bud. Let's see. You tend to click with those who are proud of heart. Think beyond yourself and strive to understand them. When Andrew says, noble-mindedness can push others away. However, you're certain to find someone who accepts you just as you are. What is this nonsense? You said a little less than happy. I'm not gonna let some piece of paper tell me how to live my life. That is a very useless line of dialogue. I don't think it's completely inaccurate, though. Choose your next words very carefully. Don't get annoyed with me. I don't mean that in a bad way. You just have an air of nobility about you. Some people will find that intimidating, and you won't know how to approach you. That's part of who you really are, and why you're so important to us. There you go, proudly on about nonsense again. Are you blushing? Absolutely not. I swear, you know just how to disarm someone. Well, I suppose that might be part of the reason when people are drawn to him. Sorry, what was that? I didn't say a word. I saw a little smirk there. Disregarding the fortunes, that was a very suitable break. Very well, but I got places to do, I promise. I'm not gonna go stand in a corner. Really? You're going with that one? Wait, did we do relationship with Lisa? No. I think Toei just had the same line, right? Can you blame me? I'm curious, aren't you? Well, maybe a little. Fine, I'll get one of those too. Just alright. Good choice, draw away. Let's see here. The one with whom you can spend your life is closer than you think. Pay attention to the feelings of those around you. Mine says you already have a partner in mind. The more misunderstandings and arguments you overcome together, the brighter the flames of love will burn. What's this supposed to mean? I don't know. I'd say we got pretty good results. You already have a partner in mind. Who's the lucky guy? God damn it, Reen. How should I know? The fortune said it, not me. Even though it seems like there's only one guy it could be. Yeah, Elliot. Apparently my soulmate is someone close to me. How hilarious would it be with someone from our class? God, Reen, come on, man. You're laying it on a little thick. This is like big Lloyd energy. Why am I getting so worked up over God this dense? Pay attention to the feelings of those around you is right. Did you say something? Maybe it's Vivi. No, you must be hearing things. Anyway, these things are hardly worth paying attention to. Neither of us know what we want out of our lives, so I got some little scrap of paper. The sooner we forget about them, the happier we'll be. Got it? Right. What's she getting so flustered about? Yeah, it's probably referring to Vivi, definitely. Despite the mixed results. Hey, Elliot? The Elster is here. Oh, wait, you're really going for that one? Come on, aren't you curious? To be honest, yeah, but I wasn't sure if I should in mixed company. It won't be weird if we both get one, right? I like the way you think. Draw away. Strive together with your friends to achieve a common goal. The hardships you overcome along the way will force unbreakable bonds of trust. Mine says you should relentlessly pursue that which is important to you. The friends who will support you are right at your side. Are you sure we got our fortunes from the right twin? Yeah, sounds like they're both ours are more about friendship than romance. That's kind of disappointing, but they're both surprisingly accurate. Kind of disappointing, eh? That which is important to you must be referring to my love of music. And thanks to you, our other classmates right now, I'm able to finally pursue it. But thanks to our rehearsals, we know how passionate you are about the quality and accuracy of our performance. And we'll do whatever it takes to make sure our concert tomorrow lives up to your highest hopes. Thanks, Reen. No matter what happens tomorrow, let's give it everything we've got. That's the plan. Little bland. So far, I liked, I don't know, I like Toa's probably the most so far of the ones we've seen both for. Reen, are you really choosing that one? I will remind you, I can pull out a large sword at any second now. You can't blame me for being curious, can you? No, it's a reasonable choice. Father seemed rather interested in this topic as well, so I suppose it couldn't hurt. Good, good, draw at will. Let the horniness fill you, consume you. Reen and Laura both drew a relationship fortune. Let's see. You're compatible with those whose passions you share. Build a relationship once you complement each other's strengths while pushing one another to greater heights. Mine reads, a wholehearted strength is an attractive quality, but that alone may push away potential partners. You are more than your strengths. Seek to improve your unique traits and wear them proudly on your sleeve. Well, this is interesting. My father always words that I grew up too masculine. If I may ask, Reen, do you think that I am the kind of person who would push away potential partners? I mean, no, because there's no such thing as masculinity or femininity in the first place. No, I don't think it's true at all. Besides, there's no point in taking these things too seriously. At the end of the day, they're just for fun. I suppose that's true. Though it wouldn't hurt to take the part about improving myself to heart. I could always be a better swordsman. That's the spirit. The stoic nature of yours is one of the most attractive qualities, if you ask me. Besides, the more we improve your sword skills, the more inspired I am to do the same. I feel like we improve together. Likewise, I'm sure the two of us will be able to reach the peak of... Reen and I share each other's passion for swordsmanship. That couldn't mean I'm the one Reen's compatible with, could it? The peak of... Are you okay? You went silent quiet all of a sudden. I'm perfectly fine. Regardless, I hope that we can continue to motivate each other. Both in our art and as classmates. You and me both. The waitress wasn't joking about the eastern atmosphere in there. That was very pleasant. Seems like the post dialogue is always the same regardless of what you pick. Okay, Machias. Freak out. You're going with that one? Sure, it'd be interesting. Well, I suppose I'm a little curious myself. Emphasis on a little? Well, if you're willing to go out on a limb, I suppose I might as well join you. You guys make things sound so dangerous. Now draw if you dare. Let's see. Treasure those whom you can be completely honest with. Even if your friendship is not the closest, it may be an invaluable one. Wow. Mine says, you should learn to express yourselves more openly. Open your heart while open your future. Gee, thanks, paper. I'll be sure to be more honest with myself and others from here on. Ridiculous. I don't know, it seemed pretty accurate if you ask me. You can't form a bond with someone that you're not willing to be honest with, right? Well, I suppose not. Yours is practically the same sappy message as mine, too. Yeah, treasures those who you can be completely honest with. Given the fight we had a while back, I might be more honest with you than anyone else in class. You're not gonna try and kiss me right now or anything, are you? Joking aside, I do think that the hardships we face together have strengthened our friendship. Yeah, so do I. So that's exactly why I'm gonna kiss you right now. No, not another word. I can sense the phrase you should try to make friends with useless too coming, and I don't want to hear it. How'd you know? You're not a hard guy to read, Reen. Still, I guess trying to fix what isn't broken is just part of who you are. Once they have recovered their fortunes, they tied them with all the others at the side of the room. Hey, who's last? Emma. And then this will be the end of the video after we wrap this up. Relationship. You're really gonna draw one of those? I have to admit, I'm kind of curious. How about you? I am, but I wasn't sure. Okay, then we'll both draw one. Ooh, tasting the forbidden fruit, huh? Now, draw your fortune. I played, Pot of Greed allows me to draw 2 more fortunes. Let's see, you're a match for those shrouded in mystery. Is she shrouded in mystery, though? Though an open mind will be necessary for you to accept them for who they truly are. An says being overly reserved will result in chances to get closer to others passing you by. Sometimes you must have the courage to reveal your true self. This is distressingly accurate. Ouch, I wasn't expecting our results to be so harsh. I guess I better work on opening my mind if I want to meet this mystery girl. I don't know about that, Reen. You've always struck me as a rather broad-minded individual. I think the other members of our class really appreciate that about you. You mean it? Still, a match with a shrouded in mystery. Shrouded in mystery, huh? It certainly does seem that way. What exactly do you mean by that? Sorry, I didn't mean to imply that we're a match romantically or anything, or that, we couldn't be. Reen is reloading his save now. Reen Schwarzer, king of the awkward situation. Hey, anyway, let's do our best tomorrow, okay? Yeah, sounds like a plan. Alrighty, we will go ahead and end things here. Next time, we will start things off with a little, some more tea action. And then, we will, I forgot what I was gonna say. We'll do something. I promise. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.